Welcome back. Tonight, I'm obsessed with the fact that Congressional Republicans have finally decided to push back against President Trump. We've watched as Congressional Republicans stood by while President Trump trashed allies, cozy up to Vladimir Putin, seemed to support white supremacists at one point, separated children from their mothers, called the press the enemy of the people. A lot more out there. But today, with the president's browbeating of our NATO allies, Republicans finally said enough. Enough with the lecturing, enough with the humiliation, enough with the public tantrums. So yes, today, Republicans in the United States Senate said enough and joined in passing by 97-2 a resolution to reaffirm our commitment to NATO. And this wasn't just any kind of resolution. Oh no. This was a certain kind of binding resolution. And what kind of binding resolution was that? Well, the non-binding kind of resolutions, of course. Here's a key graph. Strap yourself in. Members of both parties overwhelmingly approved Senator Reid's motion to instruct Senate conferees of the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, for fiscal year 2019 conference committee to ensure that the final conference report of the NDAA reaffirms the U.S. commitment to NATO as a community of shared values, including liberty, human rights, democracy, and the rule of law. Take that, President Trump. And the Senate, making sure there was no mistaking the gravity of the moment, made sure to not just reaffirm our commitment to NATO, but to strongly reaffirm it. Kind of reminds you of that scene from A Few Good Men, doesn't it?
I strenuously object. Is that how it works? Objection. Overruled. No. No, I strenuously object. Oh, wow. Strenuously object, and I should take some time to reconsider.
All right. Maybe President Trump will now take a moment to reconsider. Maybe. Not to be outdone, the House passed its strongly worded non-binding resolution a little while later. Unanimously. That'll show them. Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel, so thank you. Now do me a favor. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Meet the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.